It's like a lot bigger. Like first time I came here, I was like, the traffic even was like another level. I mean, like compared to like a city like Calgary and just like the busyness, like when you go downtown, it's like always so many people in the matter time of like the week, you know? Calgary, it's like you can go downtown sometimes and it'll be like not very many people, you know, like not much going on at all. I don't think it's like a difficulty necessarily. It's more of like a challenge, and I want to like rise above that. Like I see it as like an obstacle, because I know there's like people who have done this from like even smaller places in Calgary or something like that, or like tiny towns or whatever. So I think, yeah, I don't know. I try and like use it to my advantage and just embrace it. But I don't know, when I come to different cities like this, part of me also like is like, wow, I've been missing out almost. You come to a city like this and there's like lots of people who have already like done it and like done like big things, and in Calgary it's not really the same. Like there hasn't been any like that many acts that have really like broken through heavily, so it's like not a pressure, but it's like a goal almost to like prove that it's possible, you know? Yeah, I try and put on too. Like it's not like I try and ignore where I'm from, you know? Like I love playing shows in Calgary and being around the scene and like messing around with a lot of the artists there. Is like we have a cool thing going, but it's always nice to get new horizons, because when I like go to a new place, I come back and sometimes I'm like, wow, I kind of took it for granted. Like there's a lot of really cool things. Like if I just drive a bit out of Calgary, like into the mountains, like it's like some really breathtaking like places to go, like film videos or like whatever, like just look for, you know, get away for a bit, like escape. I kind of do that to like clear my head sometimes, you know? So I kind of like that in a sense. There's this one spot like me and my homies always go, like we have lots of meetings there. It's called Hayden Block, and it's kind of like a whiskey like smokehouse type thing, and it's really good. I like that spot. Also like Peter's Drive-In is like classic, like just like burger spot with fries and a shake, and that's like pretty classic Calgary. Like everyone knows that spot, so like that's another one too. But like the other one is like more bougie. But those are like top ones. Like, and then if like went to like a club or something, probably like Commonwealth, because it's like the only one that plays like lots of rap mostly. Yeah, lots of the clubs don't play a lot of hip hop. Me and my brother were like pretty close to being best friends, like growing up for the most part. Like we're just always around each other and did lots of the same things, showed each other the same music that we liked, put each other onto other artists or video games too. So I think I was always like blessed with that, in the sense that we could like always get along and like understand each other. Like he'd give me opinions on songs when I was starting out. Even when I started out rapping, like he would like rap with me too at first. Like even at my first show, he was on stage with me and stuff like that. So he was always really supportive of me and always wanted the best, as well as my family for the most part too. They were always like very musically inclined, I guess. Like my mom is a music teacher, my dad played guitar, so I think it's like art and just like music in general is kind of in my blood in a sense. So once I started like doing it a lot, I couldn't really stop. I worked at Save On Foods. I was like just working in the meat department. Like that was my first job and my last job. Like when I was in grade 10, I started working at Save On by my house, and then I like quit that when I dropped my first mixtape, because I thought I was gonna like blow up after one tape. But like I don't know, I thought like that was like the only job I actually liked, which is why I went back to it. Like I worked at Gap for like a month and I quit it. I worked at a chicken spot, like making like chicken and fries and like cleaning dishes for like 3 weeks, and I quit it. I could like never like hold down one for really long besides like working at a grocery store. And then like I was working at Save On again, and then I could finally like quit like doing that after a while. But that was like the main thing I did. So 9597 is a brand that was started by my brother Brett Curtis and his friend Stuart. They met in school and stuff through fashion school, and they gave the opportunity to me and a couple of my other friends to walk in it and walk some of the clothes, and I was like, there's no way I'm turning that down. It's so cool. Like I'm not the most like into fashion or anything like that. I'm not gonna act like I have like a lot about style or anything, but it was just like a cool thing to do. Like I always wanted to like try stuff that wasn't music, I guess, like that's sort of similar in a sense, but still like artsy and like fashion and stuff like that. And fashion and music are so tightly knit, you know, so it made sense, and it was really cool. Timeless Tomorrow is like a label and collective pretty much. me and my brother started it as well. Like originally, before 9597, we were just doing, it was just like Timeless Tomorrow, and just me and my brother started it, and then Nick Wise and Nick Royal, and then we got producers and stuff like that as well. So we're just building like a collective and team, and like photographers, videographers, whatever. Where it's just like Timeless Tomorrow is like our like squad and just like movement and stuff. But originally it was supposed to be like an album for me, like years ago. Like I had this idea, and then as soon as I told my brother, he's like, nah, this is like bigger than just being like a project. Like it sounds like a brand or like a movement or whatever. So even when he started doing his clothes, it was like doing Timeless Tomorrow. Like he'd just take like flannels or like white t-shirts and just like paint on them and just like add stuff to it and put like Timeless all over it. So that kind of like started it in a sense. I think it's like fair in a sense, because like that is what like the city is like based on, like culturally. It's like very country, it's in the prairies. So it makes sense that and like the Stampede especially. So it makes sense that that's like what Calgary's kind of known for. But I think like as the city's getting bigger and like as time is passing with the internet and stuff, it's like the culture is changing. So there's like, it's possible for kids to like not follow that anymore, you know, like they can do whatever. Like I could do emo rap, someone can do like cloud rap or whatever. I still think I get inspiration where I'm from, or even like when I go to visit like my family in Saskatchewan. It's like the isolation, I guess, and behind my music, and like the depression and stuff does a lot with like not being around like a large amount of people and just like isolating yourself, and like cold winters. And like I think in like Alberta and like Saskatchewan and stuff like that, I noticed like there's like nothing. Like it's just, sometimes just be like driving and there's like nothing at all. So I think I kind of like find part of myself in that, like in my music. But also I just like grab from like a lot of different stuff I find on the internet that I like and am inspired by, and like things I think are cool. It's very important right now, like in a sense, to like even just get exposure, I find, because you're open to like a whole new audience of people who are looking for new songs and new artists that they might like. I looked up to lots of channels like that and found like lots of music that I love. And it like channels like that like shaped my taste over the years, like since I was like in high school. And then like now I'm like on some of them. So it's like, whoa, I'm like part of this. But at first I was just like watching it, you know, from the outside. But like Haunter was like first one that I got on pretty much that like actually showed love or was like down to like post me. And Sad Chill is like, he's a really good guy, and he's like really honest with me about like what I'm doing. Like he's not a yes man. Like he's not gonna just like post anything I do. Like he'd tell me like I don't like this song, or I don't like this video, or like this about it, you know? Or like he has like, there's like a certain standard that it needs to like be at. And like that pushed me to become a better artist, to get better visuals, to like be the best I can in a sense. Visuals in a sense like bring so much more, and it doesn't have to be like anything insane. Like I do have like high quality videos that are like crazy edits that I've like paid people to do for, and like hire editors, get like a video team, get a big budget. And I've done videos like that, but then I also like doing videos where it's just like me and a couple of friends, and then we just go out and like film each other, and then I edit it the next day and it's done. You know, it's like so DIY, and like I like that in a sense. I never want to lose that. I like having like both ends of it, because it feels like personal too. Like when you're watching it, it's like, wow, this dude was just with his friends, like, and people can relate to that, versus like trying to like make like a perceived like image of like me being like super cool, like in a super fancy like video, you know? So I don't know, I like doing both, but the videos definitely help me a lot, I think. Music is really the main thing, right? Like every time I'm feeling down, I just try and write down how I feel, and like I find lots of it comes from like negative things that I have going on, or like a bad experience, and then I try and like turn it into a good one, like through the art or through just like talking about it even. Because like sometimes like singing a lyric about like your experience in life or like how you feel hits a lot harder when you're like making it into art than when you're just like talking. Like it helps to talk or like go to counseling or whatever, but I find it's like a different kind of therapy. Counseling kind of helps though. Like since I started going to counseling with my songs, I found like I can understand like more of how I actually feel. Like it helps me get myself a little more, and then I go into the studio and try and come up with something new and something that's like I haven't done before. Definitely the nostalgia factor in this style of music that I do is like when you hear like a song or watch a video, I guess I want to make the listener or the viewer, whoever, feel like this song or this video takes them back to a memory or like a place they've been. When I created it, it did that for me too. Like my songs, I'm trying to like capture a moment or an experience I have, and then I want like people to hear it and be able to like find their own in it. Dear Dad, to me, it was like one of the hardest things to write, you know? And I wrote that like a long time before I even did it. And it was, when it came out, like, it wasn't about like the numbers or anything like that for me, because like I didn't really care about that. It was just such a meaningful song. And it was like, I saw a crazy response and like messages from kids that were like, my parent like is addicted to this, or like my parent passed away, whatever. And I didn't always have that like connection with lots of like fans. Like maybe they were listening to me and they were like supporting or whatever, but I think it like went like way deeper when there was people who were like really like touched by that, I guess. I don't know, it's not like it's my biggest song or anything, but I saw like the emotional response was another level compared to lots of the other songs that may be bigger. Even that 2018 one was like massive for me. Like that was a wild moment when that happened, because I remember it like it was yesterday, because when the 2018 rap happened, I was just going to LA to meet with Bobby and shit. And it was like right around the end of the year, and I was like, damn, like I came a long way now. Like this is really good, but I gotta like go even harder next year. Like I gotta make it bigger. I can't like lose this progress I've made and like take steps back, you know? So like seeing it now is like, damn, I put in a lot of work, and it was like a lot of ups and downs at times where I'd like doubt myself, and I'd be like, am I releasing too much? Am I like oversaturating, whatever it is? But like, I wouldn't change anything if I could go back. Like this year, I just want like as consistent as I could. Like I had either an interview or a podcast at the beginning of the year, I think it was, where I said I was gonna do an album and an EP and more, and I literally did just that. So like the fact that I stuck to my word and like did what I wanted to do this year felt really good to me. Well, I've got a new EP I dropped last month called Whatever Makes You Feel Better. I dropped a couple of videos from it. I put out the Don't Tell music video like a week or two ago, I think. So that's like my most recent thing. I have a single coming January 17th. Yeah, there's more music, more shows, more videos. Yo, it's James Colt. Shout out to Locals Only. Bless.